Archbishop Prince Anthony Panangadan, the President of this Jubilee gathering, Archbishop Thomas Tharail, Archbishop Most Reverend Rafi Manjali, Archbishop Most Reverend Albert D'Souza, Bishop Mark Thomas Padiat, Mr. Mananda, dear very Reverend and Reverend Fathers, distinguished guests, dear and Reverend Sisters, and my dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ. Though with a sorrowful heart, I extend to you all my Jubilee greetings. Itawa mission is a lesson, a model lesson of pastoral and missionary collaboration between the Latin Church and an Oriental Church. There are many reasons why and how this mission is a model lesson. First of all, to be missionary is a divine call to the whole church, and therefore it is the right and duty of each individual church in the ecclesial communion to fulfill this divine mandate. About this, the Second Vatican Council, in its decree on Catholic Eastern Churches, teaches individual churches, whether of the East or of the West, are of equal dignity. They enjoy the same rights and are under the same obligations, even with respect to preaching the gospel to the whole world under the guidance of the Roman Pontiff. With regard to different ecclesial traditions, the decree clarifies the mind of the Catholic Church in the following words. It is the mind of the Catholic Church that each individual church or rite retain its traditions whole and entire. By rites, the Council means liturgy, ecclesiastical discipline, theological expressions, and spiritual heritage, which could be different among various individual churches and which constitutes the identity of each individual church. The Catholic Church wants all these different ecclesial traditions to be preserved intact and the identity of each individual church to be protected. The mind of the Catholic Church to promote pastoral and missionary collaboration among the churches of different rites, but without affecting the different ecclesial traditions and the identity of the individual church, has been perfectly respected and followed in the case of Itawa Mission. It was well expressed in the contract made between the Archparchy of Chaganassery and the Archdiocese of Agra. The Archparchy of Chaganassery could enjoy sufficient freedom to run the mission without sacrificing her spiritual East Syriac identity. Thus, our mission is a model for similar pastoral and missionary collaborations between the Latin Church and any of the Oriental churches. The Archparchy of Changanaശ്ശേരി is very much indebted to Archbishop Dominic Attade for his bold and exemplary initiative, which his successors have faithfully followed. It is no wonder that the Archparchy of Changanaശ്ശേരി, under the leadership of the missionary Archbishop Anthony Padilla, promptly accepted the invitation of Archbishop Dominic Attade for a pastoral and missionary collaboration with his archdiocese. The Archparchy of Changanaശ്ശേരി already had a reputed missionary history and orientation. In 1931, a team of 15 Malayali ladies aspiring for religious life and mission work reached Visakhapatnam and joined the religious congregation of St. Joseph. They are said to be the first female aspirants to go out of Kerala to join a missionary congregation. All of them were from the eparchy of Changanaശ്ശേരി. According to a statistic of 1948, there were at least 258 priests, seminarians and religious and about 200 women religious in the various missions in India from the eparchy of Changanaശ്ശേരി. In 1949, at the funeral service of Mar James Kalaseri, Bishop of Changanaശ്ശേരി, Most Reverend Matthias, the then Latin Archbishop of Madras, spoke of Mar James Kalaseri as a missionary bishop. He then remarked that there was no mission station in India then without priests and nuns sent by Bishop Kalaseri. The Archbishop again said that all the mission stations in India were indebted to the Bishop of Changanaശ്ശേരി and to the diocese. It was at the last years of Bishop Mar James Kalaseri that the eparchy of Changanaശ്ശേരി gave birth to an organization which soon became very popular in India, in Kerala especially. In order to promote priestly and religious vocations and to imbibe a missionary spirit in the children and the youth, the enthusiastic effort of this organization, named CML, Cherbushpa Mission League, really bore abundant fruits. There occurred unprecedented increase in priestly and religious vocations, including missionary vocations. The youth became enthusiastic to go out for mission ad gendas. The result was thousands of priestly and religious missionary vocations from among the young generation, ready to leave their home and homelands to bear witness to Christ and His gospel to the ends of the world. Though there was abundance of missionary vocations from the Syro-Malabar Church, because of the special ecclesiastical situation, those Syro-Malabar missionaries who wanted to go beyond the restricted area of the Syro-Malabar Church in Kerala to work for mission Adventus had to abandon their mother rights and join the Latin Church. It was when such a situation was still existing, the Archdiocese of Agra, having listened to the voice of and responding to the Second Vatican Council, took the bold decision of entrusting a vast area of 3 civil districts to the Archieparchy of Changanassery in 1975. With the full freedom to preserve and practice their oriental rites and traditions of the Syro-Malabar Church. Changanassery Archdiocese also had an inspiring history of mission Adventus. When the Archieparchy was free to enter into the southern region, especially the Kanyakumari district at present in Tamil Nadu. The missionaries promptly reached that mission, that area for mission Adventus. It was a very fruitful and successful mission. Totally mission Adventus. And the result is the present eparchy of the Syro-Malabar eparchy of Takala. It was a turning point in the mission history of the church in India. It was a positive response to the communion ecclesiology of the Second Vatican Council, according to which all the churches in the Catholic Communion, whether Eastern or Western, have equal rights and obligations for evangelization and pastoral care in their own right. It was a beautiful example of how churches of different rites and ecclesial traditions can live together, support each other, and bear common Christian witness. We cannot forget the pioneer missionaries, Father Kurivilla Kokat and Father Joseph Perumthottam. And a couple of years later, Father Varghese Kodikal, whose love for and commitment to the mission are extraordinary. I have a deep appreciation for the efficient, mature, and selfless leadership of Reverend Father Thomas Ejikart since long. I also remember with gratitude the love and spirit of sacrifice with which Reverend Father James Palekal served the mission as the Vicar General in charge of the mission. My heart is filled with love and gratitude to all the missionary priests from the Archieparchy of Changanassery who volunteered to serve the Itawa mission, who spent their time and energy for the growth of the mission through various ministries such as education, social work, human empowerment, and above all, imparting Christian and human values, etc. The presence of those priests here now, who had served this mission for long or short time, also show their love for this mission. My special appreciation is due to the religious sisters serving here, especially the CMC sisters who are here from the very beginning of the mission. I also appreciate the seminarians who have opted for the mission and are preparing themselves to be good missionaries. I pray for them. As regards the lay people, I just quote from the document of the Second Vatican Council on Missions, which is quite revealing of the undeniable role of the laity for the mission. I quote, "The church has not been really founded and is not yet fully alive, nor is a perfect sign of Christ among men, unless there is a laity worthy of the name working along with the hierarchy. For the gospel cannot be deeply grounded in the abilities, life, and work of any people without the active presence of laymen. Therefore, even at the very founding of a church, great attention is to be paid to establishing a mature Christian laity." I unquote. It is now a new phase. The Ottawa mission has entered into a new phase today. The Jaipur mission of Rajasthan has been joined together with the Ottawa mission. The Syro-Malabar Synod has decided it so because the Synod is confident of the Ottawa mission, of its potential, of its maturity, of its future. It means that the Synod is confident of all of you, the leadership, the priests, the religious, and the laity, and the seminarians, the future priests, and the future leadership. Above all, I am sure that under the able leadership of Mar Thomas Padiat, with his deep ecclesial vision, selfless dedication, pleasing personality, and untainted spirituality, the mission will be able to acquire a glorious future. Finally, when the mission is entering the post-Golden Jubilee period, geographically it has become several times bigger, comprising 16 civil districts in UP and 12 civil districts in Rajasthan, but the whole of Rajasthan. Therefore, the missionary task also has become bigger. There needs greater effort and serious planning. The clergy, religious, and the laity together should be formed a missionary team with deeper communication and interactions, mutual support and closer collaboration. It is the church who is missionary, who is the missionary. Therefore, anybody in the church must be involved and active in the mission work. In the face of various challenges of today, we need greater commitments. Finally, the soul of Christian mission is love and mercy. In the parable of the Good Samaritan, Jesus said to the Sadducee, "Go and do like him," like the Good Samaritan. His was an act of love and mercy. So, to be a Christian missionary, we should be committed to love and mercy, and thus become a good neighbor to each and everyone. With these words, I am happy to inaugurate this, this concluding Jubilee gathering of Itawa Vision. Thank you.